You good, man?
Yep.
I'm alive, my dog. How about you? How do you feeling today?
I'm also good, man. I'm also good. Hi, everyone who's watching. How are you guys?
I hope everyone is good, man. I hope everyone is good, having a great time. Hey, man, I saw your stories on Instagram. You are sharing some knowledge. You are showing people that you're earning in dollars. And also, there's something that I want to ask you since, well, that you are no longer earning in rands. You are now earning in dollars. So, how does earning in dollars impacted your life?
It changed my mind. It changed everything. My perception on things. You, you know, I see rands. Of course, I mean, rands they do matter, but imagine getting that sign alone changes everything, because it could be 1000, but if it's rare, it's R, it's not the same with that S that has a stroke.
No, that's true. But for example, one figure in dollars is equals to two figures in rands. Two figures in dollars is equals to three figures in rands. Three figures in dollars is equals to four figures in rands. So the figures that you have in dollars, you have to add another figure to turn it into rands.
And also, man, it's more of, I think it's anyone can do it,
Mm.
I'm not that special or anything, just that I know,
Yeah.
so that's why we're also doing the Visual Millionaire Conference, for other people to know as well, to tap into this dollar business, because if they're not tapping into dollar business, it's gonna be tough financially. No matter how much you earn as a South African, if it's still in rands, it's very small.
Yep.
Very small. It doesn't matter how much, even if it's 100K, it's still small.
I can hear that you are speaking about how small the rand is compared to the dollars, but somewhere, somehow, someone maybe is asking himself, like, this person is literally in South Africa. How is he able to earn money in dollars? So I want you to at least elaborate. How are you learning to make money in dollars while you are in South Africa? Is there any company in South Africa that is maybe paying people in dollars? Maybe someone else is asking themselves this kind of question. So how are you exactly earning money into dollars while we are still in South Africa?
It's my phone. My phone is my office, man. I always say this, and some people they don't get it. But if you have a smartphone, let's say you have a Samsung, you have iPhone, the latest one, or even as long as you can access social media and you are not making money with it, um, let me say this: you are not using social media and you are not using that cell phone. So if all those things, they are using you.
Listen.
Social media is using you if you're not making money.
Mm.
Even your cell phone itself is using you, and it's costing you as well if you're not making money out of it.
What you're saying right now is literally true, bro, because I always try to echo the fact that you can be able to make money out of your phone only if you have your own smartphone and also a correct or maybe a powerful internet connection, so that you don't come across maybe clashes when you are still trying to figure out what to do online. So I always tell people, your phone is literally your bank, your phone is literally your office. Sometimes you don't even need laptop, only with your phone. But it's a bonus if maybe you have a laptop. So on your side, I know very well that you are making money by just using your own phone, recording the videos and so on. So I want us to shift a little bit and speak about personal branding. So I know that you have been in this industry for so long, so you understand what is a personal branding. So I want you to at least elaborate to people who are watching this live. How important is personal branding according to you?
So personal branding is actually a new thing in our, you know in our times right now where we are. It's a new thing, but personal branding is actually your character. So you are actually reflecting your character using social media. So you're expressing who you are using social media. That's what and you are intentional. So the two things that makes the difference is that a personal someone who's a personal brand is aware and they develop themselves. So awareness and personal development makes you a personal brand if you are using social media. Awareness comes with understanding what is it that you want to do on social media, and you do it, right? And as you know, every brand makes money, so you need to make money. So brand is just reflecting your character towards people, using content as a form of a tool that you can explore social media platforms with. And once you start making money, you're not just a content creator, you're a personal brand. You know, that money is coming through you to you through this social media platform. So everyone is a personal brand. The difference is, do you know it or you don't know it, right? So a lot of people don't know. That is why we're going to be talking about personal branding, how you can position yourself to get to understand social media, content creation, how to make money online during the Virtual Millionaire Conference. So if there's anyone watching here, this is the opportunity. There's no coincidence in life. So it's not by coincidence you are listening to this. This speaks to you. It's talking to you that invest in something and change your lives.
That's what I always tell people, or like being a personal brand is basically yourself. So how are you packaging yourself? So the way you're packaging yourself and showing yourself on the social media platform is your personal brand. And then again, I always tell people that everyone is an influencer. Just because someone is on a social platform and then he has maybe or she has maybe a lot of followers, that doesn't mean that you, if you don't have any followers and whatsoever, you are not an influencer. Everyone is an influencer. For example, on my side, I don't have a big huge following, but for me, I'm an influencer. Basically what I wear, if someone sees it, I'm going to influence someone. Someone might like what I'm wearing and come to me, hey bro, I like what you are wearing, where did you get from? In that way, you are influencing indirectly, so even though that you are not aware. So I always tell people that a personal brand is how you package yourself. Even when you are walking in the street, you are a personal brand. How people see you, you are a personal brand. So I'm so glad that you explain it very well, like yourself, a personal brand. Like if someone says personal, you are talking about yourself. So it's personal brand. You branding your content based on yourself, not on anybody else or whatsoever, based on yourself. It's a personal brand. How whatever you post on social media, it portray yourself as a personal brand, because you're posting yourself, you're not posting anybody, or maybe you're not posting dogs, you're posting yourself. So in that way, you are a personal brand. And also, bro, I want us at least tell us more about the skills that are currently in demand, because the skills that are in demand right now are not the skills that were demanding back then, maybe around 2000, 1990s. Right now, there are skills that can be able to change people's lives. So I want you to at least give us the skills that you think are in demand, and if people can be able to align themselves with those skills, they can at least see a light at the end of the tunnel. They can at least make a living out of social media. For example, like we said, that social media is on demand and everyone is on social media. So can you please give us some skills that you think are in demand and people should align themselves with it?
You know, there are three skills that I think people must have in this times and age. And even myself, I'm in the process of, attaining those skills. So the first skill is content creation. You need
Okay.
to learn how to create content. You know, social media is like our second world. And if it's gonna be like our second world, you need to actually understand that world for you to actually flourish. So content creation is a tool that you operate within that world, right? So you need to learn content creation that includes understanding social media platforms, having the mindset of digging for money, having a mindset of networking, having the mindset of building a community, you know. So that is content creation. Number two, AI. I mean, you know, when AI came here, I never wanted to, you know, I was so annoyed, bruh. This thing is just gonna replace and all these kind of things. But it's simplifying our lives, man, to be honest. So far, as a content creator, there's so many things, automation that are operating now, you know, in my business that are making money while I'm not doing anything. So why do we have to hate that thing? You know, that thing is simplifying our lives. So it's either you adapt to this or you lose. So learn AI. And the last one is selling. Selling is a very powerful skill, man. And we actually practice it every day. Just that
100%.
we're not conscious about it. But if
Yep.
you're conscious about it and learn it, you money comes from sales. I think this principle I read it 3 years back. Money comes from sales. Money comes from sales. Money comes from sales. I was like, wow. You know, those three things, those three, obviously there are others, but the top three: content creation, AI,
Yep.
and also the last one, which is selling. And once you have those things, you need to have understand financial literacy. You need to understand money now, because money is gonna come. You know.
Financial literacy is something that everyone should consider once they start making money, because if you don't understand the financial literacy, I mean, you are in big trouble. And somewhere, what's fun is that somewhere, somehow, there's someone who's thinking that now they have to make a 20 minutes video, 10 minutes video, editing a lot, and all those stuff, YouTube video. What's funny again is the fact that you can literally make money by just uploading 10 seconds videos. So I want you to tell them, because you more specialize on the videos that are short form, 10 seconds, maximum of maybe 30 seconds, but the lowest is 10 seconds. So for you to shoot a video of 10 seconds, it doesn't take a lot of time, or maybe consume a lot of your time, compared to when you are shooting a video for YouTube. Maybe you are going to spend more than 20 minutes planning and so on. So I want you to explain that.
And the videos that are not even yours. You know, right now I'm chilling, you know, and I do short videos less than 20 seconds, and I'm reacting to those videos, and
Yeah.
they're booming.
Yeah.
You know, they're booming, and no effort. I just showed my face with the shock. I'm reacting, you know, and I'm getting a lot of followers. Like it's so simple, and yet people don't get it. You know, and
Yep.
we'll also be teaching you guys at least the basics of getting into content creation, because there is a certain beliefs that people who are not using social media for their own benefit they have. They are scared of being criticized. They are scared of, in fact, most of them, they don't have confidence. So those are the things that you need. Those basic skills, you need them, you know. And we're gonna be giving you those basics. How I overcame that. Obviously, I managed to build an empire. The no-chill empire is so huge, and um, some some people don't even know the no-chill person behind the whole no-chill empire, but they know my work, you know. They know my work,
Power.
and that's the point. People must know what you're doing, and
100%.
you must know your work, you know.
Same applies to me, bro. Like, I'm the owner of the Hustler Club, so I don't know how many, but then there are people who know the face behind us, the Hustler Club, and also there are people who doesn't know the face behind the Hustler Club. So it's the same thing when it goes to you. Some people know the face behind No Chilling Zanzi, some people doesn't know. But the main thing is that people know your work. Even if they don't know you personally, they know your work. So it's easy And also, again, it's easy to make money when you have built your brand or your personal brand. If you have built yourself and say, here I am, I'm doing this, it's easy to make money. And one of the things that you can be able to make money once you build your community is selling digital products. So when we speak about digital product, we speak about ebooks. I'm still working on my ebook, and also affiliate marketing, like things that you can be able to make money out of. And also a course, I'm in a process whereby I wanna create a course, so I'm still trying to figure out how to do, how to go about on building a course. So what am I specifically going to focus on? But it's a main thing that I know that I'm going to focus about social media. I'm going to focus about how to make money online. But then right now I'm still chilling. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how am I going to approach the courses and make it be more valuable towards people, because you have to sell something that is very valuable, that is very trustworthy, and that is going to change other people. So courses are also digital products, and that's one thing that people who have personal brands, and also people who doesn't have personal brands, things like faceless YouTube channel and also theme pages, are making money out of it.
I mean, even me, I'm busy with a course that I'm gonna sell, and even the book. So I feel like I don't call them digital products from my side. I call them digital assets. You know, um, yes, the clients can call it a product or service, but to me, it's an asset. So those things are like seeds that if you can find an automation to make it just without you being there operating it, it can live even until you are no longer on this earth. It can be continuous. It can be an inheritance. So if you write a book and you put it on Amazon right now, that book, the next generation can still buy it.
Yeah.
So it can still make money even after you. So that's what we are hoping. In fact, we are going to do such thing because assets are the ones that produces money.
People need to learn to invest in assets, not liabilities. So I want to ask you something like, in a space of a month, last month, how many people have you reached on your Facebook page?
It was, I think, 100 million.
100 million people reach.
Yeah.
100 million people is crazy, bro. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot. We look at these numbers just like numbers, but if we can host an event and 100 million people come, I don't look at those numbers as like ones and zeros. I look at the numbers as people.
Yeah.
So if I reached 100, which means 100 million people knows me, whether they know my name or not, but they know this face. And like I said, your face sells more than your marketing.
I always tell people this, bro, like, as much as theme pages are making money, but not compared to personal brands. The reason why personal brands are making a lot of money because are being attached with a human being. You can be able to see that person and trust that person because you can literally see that person. But when it comes to theme pages, a YouTube channel without your face, it's not easy to trust that person behind that, because you can't see if it's maybe an actual human being. Maybe you might think maybe it's an AI or whatsoever. So if you have a personal brand, like, it sells more because it's someone that you can literally see and trust through Instagram or wherever you are watching that person. And then I want you to speak about the privilege, because majority of people like to say we are speaking out of privilege. So I want you to share your story. Like, did you grow up in a environment whereby you are privileged to have a phone at a younger age, internet connection, things like that?
My story is I never owned a phone until I was 21, bro. So I started buying a proper phone when I was 21 years old. And it took me so much time to know what I know now. However, I can just share something that took me 10 years to know to someone, and they start doing it without wasting any years of trying to find out because of just one purchase. And that is the power of mentorship and also buying and investing in yourself. You
Yep.
get to know things that it will take you time to get there for you if you have to do it by your own.
Yeah.
So investing in yourself is also part of self-love, you know. So stop hating yourself so much that everything that you want to be a millionaire but you don't invest in yourself, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's funny how people wanna win in life, but they don't wanna invest themselves. Like they don't wanna invest money into themselves. They don't wanna pour into themselves. So how are you going to be able to win in life without pouring into yourself? So that's crazy. And then another thing, people are afraid of losing. People are afraid of failing, which is something that I don't get it. You need to make sure that failure becomes your friend. Once you understand that failure is your friend, whether you like it or not in life, you're still going to fail. That's when you can be able to prosper. Anyone, I mean anyone who've made it in life, there are multiples of failing. But the main thing is that they never give up. So that's one thing that I always emphasize, that never be afraid of failing. I know when you are in high school and whatsoever, people tend to say like you need to be scared of failing, but in reality, failure is part of life.
You need to lose to gain, and a lot of people don't understand. And if you're
Yeah.
not losing anything, trust me, it's either you're not growing, number one. Even growth itself, it comes with losing. So if you still having the same friends, it's an indicator for 10 years, those friends is at the same spot. You need to outgrow those people and lose them and get to another level. Every growth comes with losing. And if you're not willing to lose, then trust me, you're not gonna. And losing comes in the form of investing in yourself, taking that money out. You say, Ish, let me take this money out. And then you take it out, you lost it. But to gaining is gonna come as the result of losing.
But for me, I'm not really seeing it as a loss. Like, for example, let's say I'm paying for a mentorship of 2000. When I pay a mentorship of 2000, I'm not losing money because I'm going to gain wisdom. I'm going to gain, you know, maybe something that is going to help me in future. So in that point, I see it as investing in myself. So I'm paying 2000 for mentorship. You might find out that at a later stage, I'm going to make 20,000, 30,000 by learning that. Or even if I don't make money, I'm going to gain wisdom. I'm going to gain something, maybe a skill or whatever the case may be. So for me, I don't really see it as losing. I see it as investing in myself. And then the other thing that I want you to speak about is the words of affirmation. So I want you to at least share the words or whatever that you think, if someone can apply that thing correctly, there are higher chances of them becoming successful. So majority of people are living by what we call affirmations. So you can share your affirmation, like things that in a daily basis, what do you do to find yourself successful in future, or things that when you wake up, you're telling yourself what you are willing to achieve throughout the day. So I want you, especially the affirmation, because we always preach about the affirmations and search them online. So at least if they can at least hear them from someone who maybe they can relate to, not for the internet, it's written down, like this thing really works. So you can share your own affirmation or things that you know that they have a higher chances of becoming successful or maybe becoming productive, because we're living in a society whereby we're not really productive. We want to make money, but we're not really productive. So I want you to share that with us.
Yeah, I know there's someone who's listening here and who's taking notes because um, I just checked the chats, and the people who are here, I can see that they're paying attention. Some of them, they're not saying anything, but they're just listening. So shout out to you guys. This is the beginning of great things. So don't be ignorant. I always say this to myself every day. You know, every day I tell myself, this day, do not be ignorant. So learn as much as you can, listen more than you speak, because if you listen to the right people, most of the time they're speaking right things. In fact, almost all the time, they're speaking the right thing. So if you are listening, ignorance is going to fade away. Spend time listening to people who've got results, people who are out there helping other people. Though we talk about making money, but Jay, money comes as a form of reward of value.
That's 100% true, bro. If you want to make money, make sure that you provide value towards people. If you don't provide value, people are not going to come to you. For example, if you want to make money, or maybe if you want to be rich, what you need to do is to find the problem. Once you find the problem, all you have to do is to provide the solution towards the problem. Once you have done that, money is going to come running at you. So that's the simplest way. Find the problem, provide the solution, and then you will see how money is going to come running at you.
Yeah. I've actually discovered a new formula for making money anyhow, anywhere, and by saying anyhow, I'm just saying you attract it. So it's mindset times skill set times toolkit. You need these three things, and you are done. So you need a mindset, and when you set a mindset, it means that you need to set your mind. Mindset means the mind that has been set. And if you are not intentionally about setting your mind, then the world is setting it up for you, right? So most of the things that you know is not because you know them by experience, but it's been set by the system. So you need to set your mind, you need to have skill set. So you have to develop content creation skills. You have to develop so many skill sets. It's just a lot of them. AI skills, data analysis skills, because we're living in the information age. You need to understand data fast, not slow. And you also need tools or systems that you can then incorporate your mindset and also your skills then to produce an asset.
Amen.
Then the combination of that is an asset. So you need to work on those three areas if you really want to start making money. And that's what we actually doing. So we've got systems, we've got the right mindset, and we also have the skills. So you are writing a book now. You were not born with that skill. So you are exercising that skill. Now you're gonna become an author. The more you work on your skills, the more you become.
That's crazy, bro. Imagine I'm about to be an author. At that time, I'm a dropout. And someone who went to school, studied hard, they're still going to read a book that is written by someone who's just dropped out of the school.
The book is not the result of the academia, it's the result of the mindset. And that's the formula. Skill set, a mindset times skill set times tools, which is the systems that you combine your skills and your mindset, and now it makes you money even when you're sleeping. Even in the Bible, I read the Bible, Jay. I've never seen anyone in the Bible who had a job. They were businessmen. Jesus himself was a businessman. No one had a 9 to 5 where they have to wake up and go to work.
I'm not gonna lie and whatsoever. This is the first time hearing this, that Jesus himself was also a businessman and there was no one who was working 9 to 5. But in these days, people are working 9 to 5, people are working for other people so that they can be able to be rich. So you as an individual who are working hard for that person, you end up not being rich, but you are making someone else richer. So this is the first time, at least I'm learning something new. We never stop learning, guys. We never stop learning at all. And also, I just wanted to ask you something. When you look back where you come from and you look now where you are, how do you feel exactly?
You know, every time when I wake up, I work more than what I work the last day. Every time it's always like this. So it's good. You even make money even when you're sleeping, and that's the system that we want. You don't really want to make money every time when you're up. And I always been. I knew the statement. It was a quote, right? I always knew it for many years, but now it's starting to become reality because I was that person who was looking at this kind of thing. So how can I always make money while I'm sleeping? And I invested, I did courses, and today is a reality. And I'm not even ashamed to say so because it took me time. It took a lot out of me, you know. So let's grow, guys. I think we've said enough. Value is not cherished. Value is not cherished in South Africa. So don't be one. Be different. Be different.
You know, people don't want to be like, they are really afraid of becoming different. I don't know why. And they are not realizing that the minute you become different, that's when you prosper in life. That's when you achieve a lot of things. But the minute you always follow the crowd, you're always going to be a mediocre. You're always going to be average or lower, if I'm not mistaken. But then the minute you try something new, the minute you isolate yourself and push boundaries, that's when you are able to prosper in life, achieve higher things because you're coming out of your shell and do things that are normal and new things that people are going to learn. And when people are coming, like they are coming right behind you, and you are the one who made this thing that you decided that you're going to isolate yourself and focus on it, those people are going to cherish you and they're going to make you a millionaire themselves. Also, they are going to become whatever they want to, but they not going like, the chances of maybe becoming more than you are very less. For example, people who have started some of the things are the ones who are at the top, and then the rest are following. And then the other thing that I wanted to say, can you please tell me, like, what advice have you received that you still, even today, you still applying it? The best advice ever you have received in your life?
You know, someone once told me that if you don't invest yourself in yourself, you're not gonna be a millionaire or you're not gonna be great.
Yeah.
And it goes with what you want. If you just wanna be a mediocre, a generic person, it's okay. Keep that money, you know. But if you want to be someone who's great in finance and you get to a point where money now serves you. You know, there's a point where money serves you. So every time when it comes, it, it comes to you and report, okay, where do I go now? And they say, okay, go that direction. And it goes that direction. It's like your servant. There's that point. You know, there's that point.
Thank you very much, No Chill, for the dope interview that we had. And now that we came to the end of the video, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also like this video. Tell us which more, or maybe anyone that you look up to. Comment down below their names. We'll try by all means to get to them and have a valuable information or a valuable interview that we just had now with No Chill. Big shout out to No Chill for allowing us to do this. And please make sure that you turn on your notification bell so that you can be able to notify next time we drop. Subscribe to the Hustler Club because we always bring banger videos. We always bring value towards your life. I will see you on the next one.